Have you ever felt trapped by memories of someone who still lingers in your mind, even after they've left your life? The weight of that attachment can feel overwhelming as if they still have a hold on your thoughts, your emotions. And what if I told you that letting go of this person doesn't mean forgetting them? It means creating space for your own growth, healing, and authentic self. In this video, we'll explore the powerful process of releasing someone from your mind and integrating the lessons they've left behind. You'll discover why holding on to past attachments prevents you from stepping into your true purpose, and how embracing your authenticity can free you from emotional burdens. We'll talk about the shadows in your psyche, the parts of yourself you may have ignored, but are crucial to your healing. You'll learn how confronting these shadows with self-compassion and forgiveness can unlock your inner strength and help you build a life you truly desire. By the end of this video, you'll not only have the tools to let go, but you'll also understand why this process is essential to your transformation. So stick with me until the end, and let's take this powerful journey together. Your path to freedom and self-discovery starts now. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest content. When you think about that person, what emotions rise to the surface? Is it sadness that wraps around your heart? Anger that burns through your chest? Or perhaps nostalgia that tugs at your soul? Or maybe it's a blend of everything, the raw, unprocessed feelings that demand attention. These emotions are not just random reactions. They are deep, meaningful messages from your unconscious, urging you to take notice. They are not merely about the person who has left, but about what they've triggered inside you. It's about what you are holding on to, the wounds, the fears, the things you've hidden away. Instead of dismissing or suppressing these feelings, Carl Jung would gently encourage you to lean into them, explore them, and understand the deeper layers they reveal about yourself. What story is your mind trying to tell you through these emotions? Are they showing you where healing is needed? Ignoring these signals, as painful as they may be, only prolongs your suffering. But when you face them with honesty and courage, it becomes the first crucial step toward your liberation, your freedom from the past. Letting go, as difficult and heart-wrenching as it may feel, begins with a fundamental shift in your perspective. Accepting that this person, no matter how much they once meant to you, was never meant to have a permanent place in your life. And this acceptance is not an act of resignation. It is an act of profound self-love. You are choosing yourself, choosing to free your heart from the weight of attachment. So often we hold on to someone in our minds because we get fixated on an idealized version of what could have been. We torment ourselves with endless what-ifs, playing out imaginary scenarios in our minds that will never come to pass. This attachment to the past keeps us stuck. It chains us to a version of life that no longer exists. And in doing so, it robs us of the chance to fully embrace the present and envision a different, brighter future. If you continue to hold on to these lingering thoughts, you deny yourself the possibility of growth, of becoming the person you are meant to be. Jung teaches us that the unconscious is not our enemy. Rather, it is a silent companion on our journey of self-discovery, guiding us to the things we must confront to grow. So, if that person still resides in your mind, ask yourself, what is the lesson they are here to teach me? What part of me needs healing or transformation? These are not easy questions to answer, and facing them may feel incredibly uncomfortable, but they are essential. You cannot move forward if you continue to ignore the lessons that life is trying to teach you through the people who leave an imprint on your heart. We often get trapped in obsessive thoughts, haunted by the shadows they cast. But those thoughts, as agonizing as they are merely a reflection of our internal resistance to confronting the shadow aspects of ourselves. Jung's concept of the shadow is incredibly powerful. It represents those parts of our personality that we prefer to ignore, the aspects of ourselves that we've repressed, because we consider them unacceptable. But here's the painful truth. The more we suppress our shadow, the more control it exerts over our lives. The person who occupies your mind, the one who refuses to leave, may be a mirror of a shadow within you, an unresolved part of yourself that is begging for your attention. When you begin to acknowledge and work with your shadow, something extraordinary happens. You stop projecting your fears, insecurities, and pain onto others. You stop blaming that person for how you feel. Instead, you begin to take full responsibility for your emotions. This, my friend, is incredibly liberating. It's not easy, but it is freeing in a way that nothing else can be. You are reclaiming the power that you once gave away to that relationship, to those past emotions. The path to liberation is not just about cutting someone off from your life. It's about reclaiming your emotional sovereignty. This process requires deep self-compassion. It's so easy to fall into the trap of self-blame, to punish yourself for still feeling the way you do. But recognize that you are in the midst of a healing journey, and every emotion, as painful as it may seem, is there for a reason. Every feeling holds a purpose. Instead of fighting against your feelings, try accepting them as part of your human experience. This approach not only alleviates the immediate pain, but it opens a door to a deeper understanding of yourself, a deeper level of self-awareness and growth. Carl Jung believed that the journey to wholeness is not about eliminating pain, but about integrating it, embracing it as part of who we are. By accepting pain, we begin to see its purpose. Every emotion has something valuable to teach us, and every person who leaves a mark on our lives, whether through love or pain, becomes a teacher. Even if their lesson is incredibly difficult to accept, it is a lesson nonetheless. When we integrate these lessons, when we accept our shadows, we transform not only our relationship with ourselves, but also our relationship with the world around us. The more we heal, the more we can see people as they truly are, free from the distortions of our fears, insecurities, and projections. This is the true meaning of liberation, an emotional freedom that leads to authentic connections and a life of peace. When you stop projecting your wounds onto others, something profound happens. You begin to see people as they truly are, not as distorted reflections of your fears or desires. This shift in perspective is incredibly powerful. It allows you to connect with others from a place of authenticity, where there is no need for validation, no need to control, just a pure, honest exchange. The real beauty lies in understanding that letting go of someone does not mean erasing them from your heart or forgetting what they meant to you. Relationships, no matter how they end, are part of your story, part of who you've become. To deny their impact would be to deny a piece of your journey, and that's something I believe we can never afford to do. However, you can honor those memories, you can cherish them, without letting them define you or keep you anchored in the past. Carl Jung teaches us that the past holds value, not as a weight that keeps us chained to where we once were, but as a beacon, guiding us toward who we are meant to become. This is where introspection comes in. It's not always easy, but it's one of the most transformative tools Jung gave us. Sitting in silence, reflecting on what this person truly represents in your life, what emotions they stir, what patterns they reveal about you. This is the kind of deep work that changes everything. This kind of exploration doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey, and like all journeys, it's not linear. Some days, you may feel like you've taken a giant leap forward, and others, like you're back at square one, overwhelmed by the weight of the past. And that's okay. It's not about erasing every trace of pain, but learning how to integrate it. Each time you face your emotions head-on, you are healing a deeper part of yourself. Jung's wisdom reminds us that healing happens in layers, and with each layer, you move closer to the core of who you are. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Surrounding yourself with an environment that nourishes your healing is equally crucial. The people you allow into your life have a tremendous impact on your energy. If you surround yourself with negativity or people who reinforce your doubts, it becomes much harder to heal. But if you seek out connections that uplift you, that remind you of your worth and encourage your growth, the process of letting go becomes much smoother. And part of that process is rediscovering who you are outside of your past relationships. So often, we tie our identities to someone else, believing that without them, we are incomplete. But Jung teaches us that true wholeness comes from within. It's in the moments when you reconnect with yourself, when you reclaim your dreams, passions, and talents, that you realize you never needed anyone else to feel whole. You become stronger, wiser, and more authentic. The emotional burdens you've carried for so long begin to dissipate, replaced by a sense of love, lightness, and clarity. This is the magic of letting go. It not only frees you from the chains of the past, but it opens the door to endless new possibilities. Carl Jung once said that life is not about avoiding suffering, but about finding meaning in every experience. And when you find that meaning, something extraordinary happens. You transform your pain into wisdom. This transformation is not just mental, it's energetic. One powerful tool in this process is writing. Writing allows your emotions to flow freely onto paper, giving you clarity and helping you release the pent-up feelings that have weighed you down. Another powerful tool is visualization. Imagine releasing this relationship, this attachment, as if it were a rope that you've been holding onto tightly. Watch it drift away, taking with it all the pain, the attachment, and the unrealized expectations. In its place, visualize a radiant light filling the space, symbolizing your renewal. Patience is key in this journey. The path to healing is rarely a straight line. There will be setbacks, moments where the past feels heavy again. But remember, every step, no matter how small, is progress. Carl Jung believed that the soul has its rhythm for healing. Trying to rush the process only creates more resistance. Trust yourself, trust the time you need, and trust that you are exactly where you need to be. Once you begin freeing yourself from attachment, something extraordinary happens. You begin to see life through a completely new lens. Jung called this process individuation, a journey to become who you truly are, free from the influences and distortions that others or the past may have placed on you. This is a profoundly liberating experience. You realize that you are enough, that you've always been enough, and that you don't need anyone to complete you. At this stage, it's normal to feel a mix of emotions. On one hand, you'll experience joy and liberation. On the other, there may be moments of emptiness. But this emptiness is not something to fear. It's fertile ground waiting to be filled with new dreams, new experiences, and new connections. Jung believed that emptiness is a prelude to creativity, and instead of fearing it, you should embrace it. After all, it's in this space that the most beautiful parts of yourself can emerge. Resisting it, don't run from the discomfort, use it as a powerful opportunity to reinvent yourself. One of the greatest gifts this process can give you is the ability to connect with others from a place of pure authenticity. When you start living as your true self, you'll notice something amazing. You will no longer feel the desperate need to seek validation from others or hide parts of yourself just to be accepted. This energy shift is transformative, not just for your relationships, but for the people you attract into your life. By presenting yourself to the world as you truly are, unapologetically, the universe responds. It brings you connections, opportunities, and relationships that are aligned with your truth, no longer based on the expectations of others or the fear of judgment. The beauty of this journey is that the more authentic you become, the more you'll draw in what is meant for you. When you begin to live from your authenticity, a deeply transformative realization hits you. You will finally understand that you no longer need to hold on to the past to define your worth, your identity, or your future. Carl Jung believed that so much of our suffering stems from identifying with what we have lost, with what is no longer in our lives, rather than embracing what we have the power to create. This shift in perspective, this deep change in how you view your life and your purpose, becomes the key to unlocking your potential. Instead of remaining stuck, trapped in the regret or sadness of the past, you take back control. You stop living in the shadows of what was and start focusing on what is yet to come. This shift empowers you to move forward, to grow, to transform in ways you never thought possible. One of the most powerful realizations is that the key to overcoming someone who still lingers in your mind isn't about forgetting them. It's about integrating the lessons and the emotions they represent into your growth. Every relationship we've had, whether joyful or painful, has played a role in shaping us. These relationships serve as mirrors, reflecting aspects of ourselves we've yet to explore or understand. Jung teaches us that these interactions aren't meaningless. They're vital to our growth. They provide us with opportunities to learn more about who we are, what we're afraid of, and what we need to heal. Once you understand that, pain transforms into growth. What once felt like a loss becomes an opportunity for expansion, wisdom, and emotional maturity. A crucial part of this process is recognizing the expectations you've placed on that person. Often, attachment isn't really about the person themselves. It's about what they represented in your life. You might have believed that they were the key to your happiness, your sense of stability, or your feelings of belonging. You might have convinced yourself that your life would be incomplete without them. But here's the powerful truth that Jung emphasizes. Everything you seek outside of yourself already exists within you. That emptiness you felt when you were with them wasn't truly about them. It was a reflection of your disconnection from yourself. Reconnecting with yourself requires immense courage. It means facing those parts of yourself you've avoided, acknowledging your pain, and allowing yourself the space to heal. This inward journey might be uncomfortable. It might feel like walking through fire. But as you do, you'll realize that it is also profoundly liberating. There's a freedom that comes when you stop seeking your worth in others, when you stop relying on external validation and start finding it within your own heart. That freedom, that liberation, is the most beautiful gift you can give yourself. Jung spoke profoundly about the importance of facing our shadows, those parts of ourselves that we tend to avoid, the parts we would rather ignore because they bring discomfort or pain. We try to hide them away, pushing them deep into the recesses of our minds, hoping they will disappear. But the truth is, these shadows don't go away just because we avoid them. Instead, they persist, lurking in the background of our lives, influencing our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. When you finally muster the courage to confront them, you realize something incredibly important. The shadows are not your enemies. They are, in fact, your teachers. They are showing you what needs to be healed, guiding you toward a deeper understanding of who you truly are. At this point, you may ask yourself, how can I face my shadows? It can be daunting to even consider, but one powerful approach is through self-observation. It starts with paying close attention to your thoughts, especially those that arise in the presence of a particular person, situation, or memory that keeps triggering you. What emotions do these moments bring up? What recurring themes or patterns do you notice? Are there underlying insecurities, fears, or unmet needs that you've been carrying for years, maybe without even realizing it? By observing these emotions without judgment or shame, you begin to unravel the deeply ingrained patterns that have kept you trapped. It's like peeling away layers of an onion, and while the process might bring tears, it ultimately leads to healing. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons helpful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Another powerful tool for facing the shadows is practicing forgiveness, not just toward the other person, but also toward yourself. Often, We carry guilt, remorse, or regret for what we did or didn't do in a relationship. We punish ourselves with endless thoughts like, I should have done more, if only I had said something differently, or maybe if I had been more patient, things would have turned out better. These thoughts only keep us stuck in the past, trapping us in self-blame. But Jung reminds us that every experience, even the mistakes we make, is part of our growth journey. Forgiveness, especially self-forgiveness, is an act of love and liberation. It's not about excusing what happened or denying the pain, but about permitting yourself to heal. It's a release, a letting go of the emotional weight that you've carried for far too long. As you move forward on this journey of healing, it becomes essential to establish new emotional boundaries. This doesn't mean becoming cold, distant, or shutting yourself off from others. It means learning how to protect your energy. When you allow someone, or the memory of someone, to occupy your mind constantly, you are giving away your power. Every time you revisit the past and allow those old feelings to consume you, you're losing energy that should be reserved for your growth. Reclaiming that power is an act of self-respect and inner strength. It requires you to consciously decide where to focus your attention and energy. This, in turn, not only strengthens you but also prepares you for healthier, more balanced relationships in the future, ones where you can give freely without fear of losing yourself. Letting go is not a final destination, it is an ongoing journey. Every step you take toward healing, no matter how small, brings you closer to your true essence. Along the way, you will discover that life has a natural rhythm, a rhythm of giving and receiving, of learning and releasing. And when you embrace this flow, you will realize that you don't need to cling to anything or anyone to feel happy. You already have everything within you to live a fulfilling, meaningful life. Your worth is not dependent on another person or experience. It is inherent in who you are. When you truly understand this, it becomes easier to let go of the past, release the attachments, and step into a future that is aligned with your truest self. The power, the peace, and the freedom you seek have always been within you. You just need to reconnect with them. As you continue on this transformative journey of freedom and self-discovery, it is essential to remember that letting go is not an act of rejection, but a profound affirmation of your worth and your inherent right to live in peace. This realization can be a deeply liberating one. Letting go does not mean you are abandoning the people or experiences that once shaped your life. Instead, it is about integrating those experiences as vital chapters in your story, learning from them, and allowing them to strengthen you rather than limit you. Carl Jung emphasized that personal growth cannot occur when we remain trapped in a constant struggle with the past. Holding on to pain, resentment, or what has been lost only keeps us shackled to a version of ourselves that no longer serves us. True liberation comes when we allow ourselves to release what no longer contributes to our growth, trusting that our journey is unfolding as it should. A crucial element in this process is learning to listen to your intuition, your inner voice, your internal guide, the part of you that is always connected to your deeper self. Jung described intuition as a direct connection to the unconscious, always available to lead you toward what is best for you, even when you feel uncertain. But in the noise of everyday life, this precious inner voice is often drowned out by external distractions, by the demands of others, and by the relentless chatter of your mind. That's why it's so important to carve out space for silence, to dedicate moments of stillness, to simply be with yourself. Whether through meditation, quiet reflection in nature, or just taking time each day to sit in solitude, this practice allows you to reconnect with the wisdom that resides within you. When you begin to allow yourself to truly listen, you will notice something remarkable. Your intuition does not pull you backward toward the things of the past, the old wounds or regrets. Instead, it propels you forward, gently nudging you toward what lies ahead. It encourages you to release the emotional chains that bind you to what has already passed and to trust that what's coming is better than what you've left behind. This trust is essential because so often we cling to what is familiar out of fear. We fear the unknown, the uncertainty, and what lies beyond the comfort of the known. Yet Jung reminds us that true growth happens when we dare to face that uncertainty with courage, when we step into the unknown with an open heart and a willingness to embrace whatever comes next. The real power of this approach lies in its ability to not only shift your perspective, but also transform your entire reality. Jung believed that our external world is a direct reflection of our internal world. If we are trapped in patterns of pain, frustration, or attachment, those emotions will inevitably manifest in our relationships, our experiences, and even in the opportunities that come our way. But when we begin the work of healing, when we confront our shadows and let go of what no longer serves us, we begin to shift that inner world. As we heal, as we align ourselves with our truest selves, the world around us starts to mirror that change. What we attract, the opportunities we encounter, the people we meet, they all shift in alignment with our inner transformation. The emotional freedom that comes from letting go opens us up to a new way of living, one that is rich with possibility, peace, and authenticity. Through this process, you begin to realize that by working on your inner self, you are not just changing how you feel, but you are changing the very essence of what you attract into your life. When you heal, the world around you heals with you. This change is not just emotional, it is energetic. Every time you choose to free yourself from an attachment, you are not simply letting go of someone or something, you are creating space for something new, something better, to enter your life. It's like clearing the weeds from a garden. By removing what no longer serves you, you make room for the flowers, the growth, and the beauty to bloom more freely. This is the essence of synchronicity, a concept Jung introduced that remains deeply fascinating. When you align with yourself, when you truly connect with your authentic self, the universe responds. It begins to bring people, opportunities, and experiences into your life that are in harmony with your new vibration. The more you shed the old, the more you invite the new, and the universe begins to reflect that energy in ways you couldn't have imagined. At this point, you may start to feel a renewed sense of purpose, a clarity that was once clouded by the past. You realize that you no longer define yourself by what you have lost, by what is no longer in your life, but by what you are actively building. This is a powerful moment, a pivotal time to set new goals, reconnect with forgotten passions, and rediscover what truly makes you happy. The best part is that you now find yourself in a stronger emotional space to pursue those dreams, to move forward without the weight of past attachments dragging you down. You can dream bigger, knowing that you have the emotional foundation to make those dreams a reality. A crucial aspect of this process is surrounding yourself with a supportive community. While inner work is deeply personal, Jung believed that healthy relationships are just as fundamental to our well-being as the work we do within ourselves. Seek out people who share your values, who inspire you, who motivate you to keep growing. These connections will provide you with the support and encouragement you need, but more importantly, they will remind you that you are not alone on this journey. You deserve to be surrounded by people who uplift you, who see your potential, and who walk alongside you as you move forward. Finally, it's essential to remember that letting go does not mean you will never think about that person or relationship again. Memories may resurface, and that's okay. We are human, after all, and the heart has its rhythms, its way of holding on to the lessons learned. What matters most is how you choose to respond to those memories. Instead of letting them pull you back into the past, allow them to serve as gentle reminders of how far you have come and the strength you have gained. Every memory and every feeling is a testament to your journey, a sign that you are evolving, growing, and moving closer to your true self. Let those memories remind you not of what you have lost, but of the incredible resilience and wisdom you have gained along the way. You have the power to honor the past while moving forward with grace and strength, and that is the true essence of letting go. As we come to the end of this journey together, take a moment to reflect on everything we've explored today. What have you learned so far? How have the concepts of letting go, facing your shadows, and reconnecting with your true self resonated with you? I'd love to hear from you. Please comment below and share one thing you've learned today and how you plan to bring it into your own life. This is your opportunity to commit to your growth and take a step toward transformation. If this video has resonated with you, please leave your thoughts in the comments below. Your words could be the encouragement someone else needs to start their healing journey. If you found this content valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can continue to receive more videos that support your personal growth and empowerment. Thank you for being here and for taking the time to invest in yourself. We are all on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.